Hello, this is Chris Bollwage. I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Our City. First of all, the City of Elizabeth and the County of Union have plenty of vaccines available. You can visit ucnjvaccine.org, the City of Elizabeth website, elizabethnj.org, or any of our social media sites for information. We still try to get people vaccinated. Many people in the City of Elizabeth, over 99%, are vaccinated. Personal responsibility is extremely important. However, the booster shots are extremely low at 30%. So if you've been vaccinated and you want a booster, we can provide it for you. If you need any information, call our public information office at 908-820-4124. I'm pleased to be joined by Miss Jennifer Costa on this week's show to talk about the Portuguese Instructive Social Club's 100th anniversary, a centennial anniversary of the club here in the City of Elizabeth. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Mayor.
So, Jennifer, first of all, tell us a little about yourself. You've been involved in the Portuguese Club not for all 100 years, but you've been involved for many years and you do a lot of things there. But your background, you're an Elizabeth girl, right?
That's right. That's right. I've been here in Elizabeth, but I really started within the Portuguese community, I would say shortly after high school. My parents were involved with the Elizabeth Portuguese Lions Club. I soon got involved there, then through Portugal Day, and then more recently through the Portuguese Instructive Social Club.
So Jennifer, but you're the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce and EDMO. Tell us about your roles there as well.
Thank you. I serve as president and CEO of the Greater Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce, representing over 400, and we're climbing. We're up to almost 80 members now, 480 members. So our numbers are growing strong, representing different businesses throughout the city, everyone from the larger ones of APM terminals and United Airlines down to the smaller mom and pop restaurants. So I help run the Elizabeth Chamber as well as the tourism office representing the hotels and then all local attractions from the historical elements all the way again to the restaurants and nightlife.
So tell us about the Portugal Instructive Social Club. It's located on Route 1 in our city. It's been extremely active in many social events, but also educational events as well. How long has it been around? It's 100 years?
100
Not that
years.
building, right?
Not that building. That's actually our fourth headquarters, our fourth location, but we started out in 1922. It started out with just a group of Portuguese people wanting to get together because they missed back home in Portugal. So it started out with smaller social events. We grew to having a school, a dance group. Now we are over 5,000 members strong, many of which have retired, but we still account for their participation. And we run diverse events throughout the year. Our most noteworthy is in partnership with the Elizabeth Portugal Day, and where we celebrate the parade the first Sunday of June. But we have the outdoor feasts. We again have a Portuguese school that is very active. We even now have a motorcycle club. We have a youth soccer. The Elizabeth Youth Soccer is affiliated with us. So we really try and encompass multi-generational organizations within the Portuguese Club to help maintain our Portuguese traditions outside of our motherland country.
So Jennifer, you said there were 4 headquarters. Do you know the 4?
Oh, you're giving me a pop quiz, Mr. Mayor. I know we started out on Elizabeth Avenue. I'm sorry, on 3rd Street in Elizabeth. So we started out 1937. We purchased a property 131 3rd Street in Elizabeth. Before that, though, we started out on Pine Street. So Pine Street was the first location. There were several others. 3rd Street, and now more recently, the one that's on the corner of Route 1 and 9, as well as Grove Street. And that opens back on February 7th, 1970. So I got my little cheat sheet here.
No, Jennifer, the one on 3rd Street is still a Portuguese functioning social hall, is it not?
To my knowledge, yes, but it's not run specifically by our club. It is a third party, private independent. Yeah.
Right, because they have geared towards some of the sporting events they've been there for and things of that nature. Do you have to be Portuguese to be a member of the Portugal Social Club?
Nope, you do not. We encompass all ethnicities. We have several members who are not many of which you have known. More recently, we just acquired our Commissioner Lourdes Leon from Union County. She's one of our newest members. Assemblywoman Annette Quijano is another member, but we have members like Melly Mel, who runs the Elizabeth Waterfront Festival. He's Cuban. So it really is an array of just being able to get together. Again, a culmination of different ethnicities make up who we are today.
So Jennifer, tell us, you said over 5,000 members. How many people are actually participating on the Centennial Committee? You're on it. You're chair of it?
Yep. Chairwoman, yes, it's been a huge undertaking this past year. There are about 6 or 8 of us now on the committee. We tried to put together events that again are multi-generational, reaching everyone from our oldest members of the club to our youngest. The events and the festivities started out in September with an outdoor feast. In October, we had a bike tour, a 100-mile bike run with all of our group called the Motards, our motorcycle club. We got the Elizabeth youth involved, and we did a soccer tournament, getting, again, the soccer kids involved. In November, we had a dedication of the streets called PISC Place for the Portuguese Instructive Social Club. So we did a rededication of our streets. One of the most fun events we did was in December. We did a scavenger hunt throughout the city, making note of iconic landmarks for our community. And that was a paper rally. So that was a fun scavenger hunt, again, across generations involving the older and younger. Sadly, due to the COVID-19 and our pandemic, we had to reschedule 2 of our events, which was the ladies' tea party, where we have the big hats, like you see at the Kentucky Derby. That's being rescheduled for April. And then our Fado night, which is our Portuguese folklore music, that was supposed to be in February, but because due to the pandemic, we had to cancel. So it was multiple events, multiple generations. But it's what we're doing is trying to celebrate, again, a little bit of who we are in representing the 100 years of our existence.
You can't be doing this all on your own. So who are some of the other members of the committee?
Nope. So we have our president, Fernando Albuquerque. We have Jubilo Afonso, who's one of our former presidents, as well as José Carlos Brito. He was another former president. He ran the majority of our Centennial Journal book. We have Maria Carvalho, who's one of the commissioners for the Board of Education. She's been very active with our committee. We have, and I hope I'm not missing anyone, we also have our secretaries of the Portuguese Club, Margarita and Eugenia. They've been instrumental in keeping us all in order. I'm trying to see if there was anybody else I'm missing offhand.
Well, you'll get letters in the mail. You'll get letters in the mail.
I know,
yeah.
I know.
Who you skipped. Jennifer, every March, we did not do it the last 2 years because of COVID, but the Portuguese Instructive Social Club celebrates with a big gala. And this year, the 100th anniversary is scheduled for March 19th. Tell us what to expect on March 19th, how many people, where it's at. What are we doing on March 19th?
So on March 19th is truly the Centennial Gala, and it's, again, a culmination of putting together, celebrating who we are for 100 years. And so if you can envision attending the Academy Awards, it's going to be a similar experience, everything from the red carpet and grand sky trackers. As a welcome to everyone, there's going to be a cocktail reception. There'll be a presentation of a time capsule. So everyone that's going to be attending will be bringing something that's momentous to their experiences at the Portuguese Club. And we will be locking the time capsule, and it'll be reopened in 20 years. So the time capsule is going to be a nice tradition to add.
Only 20 years, Jennifer?
Well, some of us want to still be around to see it. So there'll be the time capsule. We have beautiful messages that are being brought to us from the President of Portugal. There'll be several dignitaries in attendance with us, representing some of our local and state government officials, and many of our members who have been with us through the years. So it's really a day that we're going to be honoring who we are as the Portuguese community in the city of Elizabeth.
130 million tons of plastic are produced worldwide. Plastic bags are in the top most littered items in New Jersey. Beginning May 4th, New Jersey acts against non-degradable plastics. New Jersey's new statewide law bans all single-use plastic carryout bags and polystyrene foam containers at grocery stores, restaurants, and retail outlets. For more information, visit the City of Elizabeth's website, elizabethnj.org or BagUpNJ.
Se producen 330 millones de toneladas de plástico en todo el mundo. Las bolsas de plástico son los artículos que más se tiran en Nueva Jersey. El 4 de mayo de 2022, Nueva Jersey actúa contra los plásticos no degradables. La nueva ley del estado de Nueva Jersey prohíbe todas las bolsas de plástico de un solo uso y los envases de espuma de poliesterino en las tiendas de comestibles, los restaurantes y los comercios minoristas. Para más información, visite el sitio web de la ciudad de Elizabeth, elizabethnj.org o bagupnj.com.
So Jennifer, tell us about the young people. Are you going to have the young people there as well? Are they involved? Is the singing group, the folklore group, are they there?
The folklore performance group, our Rancho Danças e Cantares de Portugal, they've just started rehearsing recently again due to the pandemic. So we can expect a surprise performance from them as well. The SPT television station, they're going to be broadcasting live. There'll be a live feed on Facebook happening at the same time. So there'll be various different elements for those that are not in attendance. They can follow us on social media and see what's going on that evening.
So can other people get involved? And I know it's March 19th. How can people follow it or get involved?
Sure. So following us on Facebook and Instagram at PISC, PISC NJ, through Facebook and Instagram, you can follow along. There's also information on our website, and that is elizabethpisc.com. For more information on events, not just for the Centennial, but throughout the year, people are welcome to call into us 908-355-1222. And that number again, 908-355-1222. So
Jennifer, what's your favorite event or tradition in the Portuguese sphere or the Portuguese club in the atmosphere? You have a favorite? You're involved in so many things.
That I am. I serve as their director of public relations on throughout the year. But this year was a little more special in putting together all these events with the wonderful committee that we're working with. But specifically, one of my favorite events is simply on a Friday night going with my family just to dinner. The Chave d'Oro, it's the room downstairs called the Golden Key. And they open up the restaurant. It has been closed since the pandemic, but we've reopened on occasion. And again, following on social media. But it's just the restaurant that's open downstairs. You can grab a coffee, have a quick conversation. The women are there with the crochet. The gentlemen are there playing cards. And it truly does bring me back into my childhood memories of being in Portugal.
Jennifer, let's move on to upcoming events. I know we have the parade. Are you doing a wine tasting this year again? Or what else are we doing?
The wine tasting just happens. Yep, that's through the parade. The parade will be the first Sunday in October. We're looking forward to doing a flag raising again. June, oh. Correct. Forgive me. Thank you. Yep. So the Portugal Day festivities are underway and returning. I know the committee is hard at work planning, specifically related to the Centennial, the morning after. So we're looking at the 20th of this March will be the Centennial Mass, and that'll be the closing of our festivities. But there'll be a Centennial Mass at 12 noon at Our Lady of Fatima Parish in Elizabeth. And that'll be celebrated by our own Father João Carlos de Souza of Elizabeth. So there'll be the Mass. And then in April, there'll be a tea party. The date is still going to be finalized. But throughout the year, there will be various events now that things are opening up to COVID. We are going to be revisiting in-person events.
So Jennifer, you talked about an intergenerational aspect of the Portuguese Club, and you talked about you getting involved at a very young age. So growing up, some of the milestones that you accomplished through the Portuguese Club, share with our viewers some of those.
Absolutely. Thank you. So being able to work on different projects through the greenhouse in partnership with Groundworks, that was one of our milestones for the Portuguese Club. Having our Portuguese school, that's in existence and operational. That's another milestone for our club. We established an elevator. There is now, we can encompass, as our generation is getting older, they can now access the facility without having to utilize steps. So anyone coming with walkers and wheelchairs, our club can now accommodate those with special needs. And so being able to just be there, there's been renovations at the club. So if you haven't seen it recently, it's absolutely beautiful. And there's some surprises coming up for the Centennial as well.
And the opportunities going forward with the Portuguese Social Instructive Club, how about after this 100th anniversary? You planning for the next one? No, I'm only kidding.
Well, we are still welcoming members. Again, you do not have to be Portuguese. You can follow us on social media. Anyone that is interested in just wanting to feel like they're a member of the community. There's going to be events throughout the summer where we'll be welcoming outdoor activities, such as the Arriais are going to be coming back. So there'll be the outdoor feasts during the warmer months.
So Jennifer, you spoke about the pandemic and you spoke about communication earlier. How did the Portuguese Instructive Social Club communicate not only to your members, but to keeping the issues alive through this pandemic? I mean, we struggled with it as a city. I know we worked together through the chamber, but when you get to a social club, it's all about meeting. And if you can't be in person, how'd you keep it together?
So thanks to the technological advancements of Zoom, we were able to have some board meetings that went on throughout the pandemic to keep the organization moving forward. But we also mobilized in working with the chamber for those that were traveling to Portugal or needing to get around. We instituted a COVID testing center, which is still open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 at the Portuguese school. So anyone needing to do COVID tests, that is still operational. And so we mobilized actively to help the community just being able to stay up to date through the social media and through our website, the latest. It was a challenge all the way around, but thanks to the partnership with the city and the chamber, we were able to do the best under the circumstances.
So Jennifer, the Portuguese, any talk of moving the Portuguese Club out of Elizabeth? Because it's a great cultural icon in our city, and I'm just curious, do the Portuguese people feel the same way about keeping it in Elizabeth, and why stay here so long?
Why stay here so long? It's because it's who we are. We are Elizabeth, and this has become our second home. So as our numbers continue to grow, to rise in terms of memberships, there hasn't been a buzz about moving, but there has been a little bit of a buzz about expanding. So I know there's a lot of airspace above us. Maybe one day we can make better use of the parking lot and the space above the parking lot. But those are some exciting details that are happening behind the scenes that we look forward to bringing sometime soon.
So one of the questions in my notes is to pick a word to describe the Portuguese Club and the people who are involved. And you could do that in a word?
I honestly would have to say in one word, and it would have to be a verb. It would have to be the word of service. And that's us servicing our community, servicing our city in different capacities, whether a leadership role in an elected official or simply servicing the club and helping sweep the floors at our events. We are really a community that loves to give back and want to be able to help make this place a better one. And so if I can describe any of our members, it would definitely have to be that selfless service. And
you also, one thing we didn't talk about is the Lions Club. That's the Portuguese Lions Club is associated with the club as well.
Yep, we have some of our meetings are held there. It's the Portuguese Club acts as an anchor for different special interest groups. And so many years ago, a group of gentlemen that were affiliated with the Portuguese Club got involved with the Lions. And this year, actually, one of our Joaquim Panara, the honorary or the Grand Marshal of the Elizabeth Portugal Day Parade, is actually a Portuguese Club member and as well as a Lions member. So it's very fitting for the 100th centennial year that we're celebrating a lot of our founding organizations that started and were rooted in our Portuguese Club.
And the word service also reflects the Lions Club. So Jennifer, thank you for your service not only to the Portuguese Instructive Social Club, but to all of our business community, to the Chamber of Commerce and Edmo. You're doing a great job for the residents of our city. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for the opportunity.
For Jennifer Costa, I'm Chris Bollwage. We'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.